Here's our Continental Tire race analysis.
2-hour, 30-minute race, timed event, of course. 23 GS cars, 34 ST, and you can see our pole sitters there, Buford and Fergus.
Here comes the final corner, turn 11. They'll be on to the front straightaway, and we can't overemphasize it. If the clouds dump on this racetrack, it is a whole new ball game. But for now, the track is dry, the sun is shining brightly, and the green flag waves. We're underway at Watkins Glen.
Two Multimatic Astons leading the field to green. Jade Buford, fourth pole of the year. He is on fire and leads the pack down into turn one, Dorse.
This is a great overtaking area, and you see three wide as we get in here. They're going to have to get it single file, though, before they head up the S's. You can go side by side, but it costs you a lot of time from this point up the hill.
Safety car is off, green flag is in the air, and we are back to racing, and we're 5 wide already, headed for 1.
Mancuso looks to the inside, trying to get on the inside of Eric Carr, and he does it. Look at this, Jade Buford. He's made a pit stop for fuel. He's all the way back up. Our pole sitters in 4th spot right now in another one of those white Aston Martins. Look at this little battle here.
Oberlin.
That was close.
On Buford.
Oh, he's going to tuck it in there. They're going to trade paint. No argy-bargy. But look at this, the run machine.
Who got the run but has nowhere to go with it. That's the problem right here. You know, you got the momentum to go right by these guys. They're going to try to wreck each other.
Wow, that is awesome stuff. Just great driving by both drivers there, Oberlin and Buford. 51 cars in. Blackstock going to turn it over.
Good run for Shelby Blackstock.
Buford being hard to get along with on this passing deal right now. As you see the run bump Porsche get by.
He's done a good job, though. I mean, he's dealing with two of the most experienced drivers in this category, and he's hanging in there. He's not giving him an inch, but he's not playing dirty either. It's good stuff.
We'll give you a look at the starting grid. Jade Buford picked up his 5th pole of the year for Aston Martin, but as Calvin mentioned, Aston Martin still looking for its first victory of the year.
Well, massive field here once again, Bob. 55 cars are going to be taking the green flag here amongst the two classes. 2-hour, 30-minute race is going to be action-packed.
On to the front stretch they come. It really does look different as the field heads in a clockwise direction down across the famous yard of bricks, and we are underway at Indy.
Hugh Plum trying to use that BMW power to get his way around the outside of Jade Buford. He tucks in. Look at Nick Longy, a great start there. He's all the way up to 3rd spot from 7th on the grid.
And that's what I was talking about. There were
he's sideways. Oh, big moment there on cold tires.
Cold tires and maybe some help.
We should point out there is no testing for this race on this track, and the road course on the infield of the 2.5-mile oval is rarely used, so it is bound to be dusty and slippery.
Look at this. Looks like Joey Atterbury and Matt Bell going side by side there as Plum continues to put the pressure on, almost trading paint there with Jade Buford as these tires come up to temp.
Green, green, green. We're racing at Road America. Brian Highcotter in that white, black, and red Nissan. 2 drivers left. He's got the inside run to turn 1.
He does. He had a couple of poles last year, and he is superbly quick here in qualifying. Look at the Aston Martin there. That's Frankie Montecalvo on the number 15 from the 3rd spot on the grid. He gets inside Hinman there down in turn 1.
His teammate Jake Buford, the other Aston Martin, now works to the outside. These guys are known for really good brakes. They can brake harder than some of the cars around them. At least they can at the beginning of this race.
Well, feeling jaded. Jade Buford in the number 55 Aston just scored his record 6th pole position of the year, but he hasn't seen a podium yet. Can that team turn it around?
And there you hear it on the radio. Green, green, green. We're racing in Kansas.
Jade Buford from the pole immediately ducks down, trimming the grass around the inside. Here comes the championship leader, Nick Longy, to the inside as well as Brian Highcotter in the number 14 machine. The black and white Nissan getting a little bit wide there. Out of the race car today.
And did you notice where all of the incidents were? Not on the banking. They're all down on the infield where these guys are road racers that you'd think that they'd have it sorted out, but they're making mistakes on their home turf.
And you see the speed differential as Jade Buford in the white Aston Martin, the 55, goes past some of the ST cars. You saw the 198 Honda of Chris Pushkar. That's last year's car. They're down on straight line speed just a little bit, but doing a good job holding on to the 23 white BMW just in front of them. And the thing that's important about Mike Lamara in that 23 BMW running 7th, they are trying to get back in this championship. They run 2nd in ST right now, and they need a good finish this weekend.
Yeah, but they're right in the thick of this points chase. I mean,
talk about jumping. The green flag is out, and who's looking for a jump? John Edwards in that red, blue, and yellow Camaro, trying to get around. Oh,
they leave the door open there for the 51 car. Shelby Blackstock trying to take a move there to the front.
Great job, Shelby
Blackstock.
Did get through. No contact on anybody's part there.
Oh, and you're right on board the 45 with Al Carter. That's the championship leader to the outside, the Rum Bum Porsche.
Great job by Matt Plum there. He was feeling the traffic. You just see him making a little bit more room for Al Carter to get through that turn 3 complex.
Oh, a lot of bumping and rubbing through there. That reminds me of the infield of Daytona right there. The International Horseshoe looks just the same.
Seeing some smoke still from that 46 machine, Brian.
I see some damage to the right rear wheel well of the number 13 Rum Bum Porsche. Look at this into turn 6. 51, Shelby Blackstock, spectacular move up the inside. Buford still holds down the point.
And Buford used to be teammates with Shelby Blackstock, who took the lead away from him. Now he's wrestled it back. And of course, you got John Edwards in that Camaro.
Edwards took it in there really deep, but there's no way around this hairpin. So these guys are going to learn how to run this racetrack. And there's a lot of guys here this weekend, like John Edwards, who are on double duty. So this is a great, really, testing ground for them to get ready for the Rolex race a little bit later today.
Jade Buford continuing to lead. Impressive run in his Aston Martin from Kansas Speedway. Al Carter's explosion of the engine of his BMW has brought out the full course caution and has brought out pit stops. The 55 is in. Chris?
Jade Buford bringing the 55 in, handing over to Scott Maxwell at the top of your screen. Going to do fuel, and right now just left side tires on that Aston Martin. We did right side tires on the previous stop. Larry Holt telling me that they're about 15 laps short, so they will have to come back in. Greg, on the bottom.
After a stellar qualifying run for Jade Buford in the 55 Aston Martin and a good run throughout the race, Scott Maxwell has taken it over, was battling for the lead, and now the Aston off song.
It's hard to believe. 6 pole positions for Jade Buford, which is a record in one season. Yeah, he hasn't seen a podium. We saw Maxwell there all over the back end of Matt Plum, looking for a podium, if not better. Aston Martin looking for their first victory with that advantage, and they just seem to be bitten this year.
Comes the other Aston up the inside.
Here comes Edwards too. That traffic has really had a huge effect here over the last couple of laps. Top 4 cars all covered by a blanket.
Look at John Edwards in the Camaro now right there on the rear bumper of Jade Buford.
Stack up there. There's a stack up there. There's contact there, I think, between Buford and Edwards. Is that 78 car was off in the marbles a little bit.
Got too wide and couldn't get the car turned back. You heard the tires squeal. Stacked everybody up. Look at the steering wheel back behind.
Look at this. Colanello's just trying to get out of the way right now. He's like, let me out of this.
I want to disappear, but I can't.
Now it's calmer.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And Tony's Casimit.
Great run by Edwards there through the uphill.
Pop to the inside here. Might be able to get it done. Nope. Thinks better of it.
West Bend, that right-hander, so quick, hard to get it in there. You've got to really have an advantage over the other competitor now. Can John Edwards get a run on Jade Buford in the white 55 Aston Martin down the front straight?
Hinman's definitely having a little bit of a handling issue right now, Dorsey. He may run the tires off a little bit by the pace he was running. Here comes Buford to the inside, down into the brake zone. We know the Aston is really strong there. Doesn't have the position. Can't quite make it stick.
But if he can squeak in here, he could squeak in here and
take it in there, yeah, because Hinman was having trouble there with grip before.
What can Edwards do while these two battle? Which direction is he going to go?
Look at that. The door was open. John tries to get it in there, but he's going to be on the wrong side for the next right-hander.
And gives it up. He knows it's not going to work.
Now, on to No Name Straight, which, see, as you were saying last night at dinner, is not straight at all. And then into the uphill, Edwards putting pressure on Buford. Buford pressing the BMW in front.
The other thing is Mike Johnson will have been on the radio to John Edwards saying the championship is over, go for the win now. He was certainly looking at a big picture. There was an outside chance if the Rum Bum car had problems and the 9 car took the victory today, they could sneak the championship right now. Just go for it, nothing to lose.
Buford peeks inside at the downhill. That's going to allow Edwards to get a run. Down the front straightaway. Hinman just a little bit defensive to driver's right. Edwards swings wide around the outside in his Camaro.
Might pop underneath here if he can get side by side again. Problem with that is he's got Edwards behind him. He's going to trap him if he does that.
This is what Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge is about. 3 different marks right there. Oh, and Buford
Nice
a bit
slide.
loose.
Nice slide.
Hinman's doing a great job. He really cut his teeth here at Lime Rock Park, was based up here and did his early years with the Skip Barber organization here at Lime Rock Park, so he knows this place like the back of his hand, and he's certainly doing a tremendous job right now holding down that second position.
I agree with you, though. I think the BMW's off its tire game a little bit more than the Astons. They seem to have been able to weather the storm a bit more.
Oh, looks to the inside. That will cost him some momentum here. Buford will have a run.
Definitely. Right here's a perfect way to set a guy up,
And
too.
they're going to catch Preston Calvert in the downhill. Is Hinman going to try to squeeze past? He does.
Watch Edwards. He could get a run on all of these guys.
Absolutely could do it from third place back.
And that was Preston Calvert in the 35 Mustang, his very first ever Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge race. They worked past him successfully, but Edwards swings wide around the outside. He gets Buford, or does he?
No.
Well, he's got to just try and hang in there. If he can try and tuck to the inside, he'll have the inside line for the next left-hander. This is what he's been working on for about half an hour here.
Now he
finally may make it stick.
Yep, now he's got him.
Buford drops in behind, gives John Edwards a little rub through the left-hander. Now Edwards in the number 9 Camaro has his sights set on the 48 BMW in front of Hinman.
You got to look so far in front of where you're racing at. You got to look past the guy you're trying to pass and see what's going to happen to him, because you use those traffic opportunities as a pick, and you want to do it. You want to set these places up. There's only a couple places to pass.
This little battle here really epitomizes what Lime Rock Park is all about and the type of racing you have here. You can go side by side, but it doesn't mean you're going to make the pass. You just got to keep working it, and finally, as we saw, John Edwards got that position.
We talk a lot about the future of sports car racing. You see it right there. Trent Hinman, Jade Buford, John Edwards, some young guns, and if we added up their age, they probably wouldn't total up to Dorsey's.
No,
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
That was a
Edwards
good
to the
switch
inside, went to the outside, tucked it back under.
That
Stevens
was
to
good.
Camaro, up to the second spot.
Trent Hinman just got schooled.
He faked him. Yeah, he did a really good job, too, on that. He faked him up the inside and went out wide and tucked back underneath.